Thank you, Senator. Senator Ojienda.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to contribute to the NADCO report. And Madam Speaker, let me start by procedurally thanking the team that sat together to deliberate over the many issues that bedevil this country and that finally led to the NADCO report. But Madam Speaker, I have a number of issues that I will raise in this report because, Madam Speaker, I do not want this report to meet the same fate as the BBI report. I say so, Madam Speaker, because there are several constitutional hurdles which, if not dealt with early enough, even before the bills are done, then this report may meet the same fate as the BBI report. Madam Speaker, the question of the cost of living that was at the core of this report was not agreed upon. And I think it is of note that when there were the several demonstrations organized countrywide by one faction of the opposition then, the main clamor then was for the reduction of the cost of living, and that is therefore one sticky issue. But let me also say this, Madam Speaker, that the cost of living, I believe, is work in progress, and I'm sure both sides of government, the opposition and government, will work towards realizing an affordable cost of living for the residents of this country.
Senator, a point of information, is it?
Madam Speaker, I'm well informed, but I don't know if my friend wants to inform me.
I'm sure you'll not refuse if I am to inform you. So, Madam Speaker, I've listened to two contributions. One from our whip, Senator Kalwale.
Senator Mogeni, you are informing Senator Ojienda.
And
please.
now from Senator Ojienda.
It's not an opportunity for you to respond to them. It is to inform.
Which under Standing Order 105, we should not make statements that may be misleading to the public. Madam Speaker, you have heard it being said repeatedly by my good friend, Senior Counsel, that this report does not address the issue of cost of living. Yet, Madam Speaker, if you go to page 144, in fact, from page 133, all the way to 144, the report has comprehensively addressed issues dealing with the cost of living. And we have even given a basis on what has led to the high cost of living. We have made a proposal, if you see in the report at page 144, that the CS Treasury should enhance the cash transfer to older persons, people with disabilities. We have made proposal that from February of this year, the Treasury should sit to review the tax policy with a view of reducing the tax burden on Kenyan, which we diagnosed as the main cause of the high rise on cost of living. We have even made proposals on how farmers should be supported. We have even made proposal, Madam Speaker, that there should be a food program to schools so that we address the issue of cost of living on Kenyans. So there is the Senator for Kisumu, my good friend, in order to mislead the public that this committee has not addressed the issue of cost of living, whereas, Madam Speaker, as I've pointed out, that issue has been addressed comprehensively by this committee. And people in Nyamira are waiting for the money for the old people to be enhanced to 10,000 shillings, Madam Speaker.
Senator Ojienda, please take note of those
Yes,
comments.
Madam Speaker, I thank the Senator for Nyamira for informing me. But my contribution, Madam Speaker, was that issue, the measures that are required to reduce fuel tax and other taxes were not agreed upon. And when Senator Sifuna contributed on this report, Senator Sifuna pointed that the cost of living and other issues of unga and carrying sufurias was not about those who were demonstrating. It was not about the leaders because they can afford unga. So the person who expected a reduction was the common person and not the senators, including Senator Mogeni here, who were in the streets demonstrating and running around with sufurias on their heads. And Senator Mwok here, Eddie, who was also out there running around. But, Madam Speaker, I will leave that point. That I hope that next time, Madam Speaker, when leaders go out there demonstrating, let them have solutions for the people they represent. Let them not mislead people that in a jiffy, life will change. We must work hard to improve the status of the people we represent, Madam Speaker, and that is why it is important at times to honestly discuss and engage. Both sides of the House, Madam Speaker, have that obligation. Madam Speaker, when the Mandamano took place, I said I would not take part in the Mandamano because I felt, Madam Speaker, that the solution to the problems that bedevil this country lie in a discussion, not in the streets. Madam Speaker, let me go to the second point, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the NADCO report, in pointing to the need to audit the 2022 electoral results, Madam Speaker, takes us back to the old history and the question, Madam Speaker, that this country would want to forget. This country would want to move forward. In 2010, we adopted a new constitution, and I think it serves the people of this country better to progressively deal with the issues that we have, and not to every electoral cycle, Madam Speaker, go back and fault results of those elections. I do not think that the audit of those election results will serve this country beyond what what has been done. I think Senator Eddie Mwok has done an audit of these elections. Madam Speaker, on the reconstitution and restructuring YBC, the recommendations that require that we appoint 9 members to the Senator Mwok, just wait. 9 members to the panel.
What's your point of order, Senator Eddie?
9 members. Senator Mwok, you're interfering with
Senator Ojienda.
My line of
Let's
thought.
listen to the point of order, please.
Madam Speaker, you know, I'm still under 101.4. You know, and the idea that the senator for Kisumu is seeking to, you know, somehow impute a very improper motive on me. You know, when you say on national TV, I think that Senator Eddie has done the audit of the elections, and knowing very well that I'm not IBC, I've never worked for IBC, and is a senior counsel. Madam Speaker, I have to pronounce myself on this matter because he has thrown a number of jobs on me a number of times, but I'm just keeping quiet. You know, he's a senior counsel who by law knows all the institutions that can be able to actually deal with an issue of election. So is it in order to put my name on something like this, or is it actually
Senator Ojienda?
Let
me just, do you have any evidence that
elections?
Okay,
And I'm aware that he was an advisor.
I'll give you until tomorrow to provide.
Yes, he showed me. I can look for him to give me the copy that was.
No, Senator Ojienda, please. This is serious.
Yes,
I will.
Seriously.
Please submit that evidence.
Yes,
tomorrow.
I will submit. I will get it. No, I will get it.
Proceed.
Madam Speaker, if I may proceed, I will supply the evidence by tomorrow, Madam Speaker. I will get it. Madam Speaker, let me move to the IBC, the reconstitution of IBC, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the IBC, the proposal to reconstitute the panel, the appointing panel from 7 to 9, has ramifications on the IBC Act. The IBC Act, at the first schedule, provides that the President appoints a 7-member panel to advertise and to appoint members of IBC. The proposal by NADCO, the Omogeni team, Madam Speaker, is to the effect that this House and the country has to await form amendments to the IBC Act to be able to continue the process of appointing commissioners. Madam Speaker, that is a long process. I believe that panel, however, will be representative and will serve the interest of this nation. Madam Speaker, if I may move to the other recommendation by the NADCO report, Madam Speaker, on the question of political parties and on the choice or promotion of political democracy, Madam Speaker, this fact, Madam Speaker, is well covered by Article 38 of the Constitution and the Political Parties Act. I see no need of forming a commission or making bureaucratic measures that will even make it more difficult to deal with members who have a choice as to what policies to support. Madam Speaker, I believe that that proposal, if it finds its way to a bill, has to be carefully considered so that you do not infringe the rights of choice and Article 38 of the Constitution of Kenya. Madam Speaker, on the other questions, I believe the Senate.
Senator Miraj.